You wouldn't think so by looking at it, but this odd-shaped building on Atlantic Avenue has some of the most notorious history on the East Coast. This place was a haven for the political bosses and crime lords who ruled the Jersey Shore in the late 1800s and early 1900s.
This is the Knife and Fork Inn, and it definitely deserves to be on your bucket list.
The Knife and Fork was originally established in 1912 as a men's dining club. A little bit of a sordid history.
When people think of Atlantic City's connection with crime and corruption, they typically think of this guy, Enoch Nucky Thompson, because of HBO's hit show Boardwalk Empire. But the guy who founded the Knife and Fork, William Riddle, has a similarly unsavory past.
Riddle was political boss of the Boardwalk, getting kickbacks from contract schemes like his partner in the Knife and Fork, another founder, Commodore Lewis Kiln, who got locked up for corruption in 1913.
Well, back in the day, the Commodore his name is actually Lou Cunyo. It's on the plaque downstairs.
Really?
As one of the original founding members, really, of the club. There's like politicians, there's like 8 or 10 down on this plaque that are like the local, hotshots of the day. So it was definitely a place where I'm sure Nucky Thompson as well, they all hung out, came, ate, drank.
The setup of the restaurant is unique in that the dining and the bar was on the second floor, but only men could enjoy it.
Exclusively men. There was we call the room behind you actually the ladies' lounge, because women could wait up there in that separate room until they were invited to join a man's table, but they could not come in on their own.
They were all the high-class ladies of the town.
Yeah.
While the second floor was the dining room and girls of questionable reputation waited outside, Riddle also used the top floor for gambling and possibly even prostitution. The funny thing is that Atlantic City already had all of these things. Gambling and prostitution were rampant, but what Riddle and the rest of them built was a place where gentlemen could take part in these activities.
And they did, for 8 long years, right up until Prohibition. And then, they basically continued doing what they were already doing.
Prohibition hits and it becomes a speakeasy and this place for people to come and drink. And the room we're sitting in itself, you look around and there's sort of buzzers on the wall, and underneath are sort of lockers where you can hide your liquor if there was ever a need to, or if somebody came in here that wasn't supposed to know that there was drinking going on.
Eventually, though, the feds did tire of Riddle flipping the bird at the 18th Amendment. They raided the Knife and Fork in 1927, smashing the booze and making Riddle realize his operation had to come to an end. It was sold to a local family who turned it into a public restaurant and ran it all the way until 2005, when it sold to the Doherty family, who quickly renovated it and brought it back to its roaring 20s luster.
We wanted to take over and kind of restore and refurbish it and bring back that unique Atlantic City feel that this place had. It was where the politicians came in the day and the Rat Pack, and it really had that old feel, and it had kind of fallen into a little bit of disrepair, and we wanted to really bring it back.
Now, they are a fine dining restaurant with excellent seafood and steaks, and they're also an excellent bar.
It specializes in both classic and unique cocktails like the Jezebel, a blend of vodka and jalapeno sorbet.
It's certainly a unique drink, but here it's so easy to imagine yourself sipping it next to Nucky himself, the two of you looking at girls and talking about the day's take. It's really easy to get caught up in the history here at the Knife and Fork, and for all these reasons, this place is on our bucket list.